So it finally happened. So what exactly happened? Why did this bank close down voluntarily? You have President Biden coming out with all these tax changes. Okay, basically he's like, I'm going to try to save the U.S. economy up to $4 trillion. Okay, and how does he plan on doing that? Well, he came out with a proposal. First of all, let's tax all billionaires 25%. Okay, let's raise capital gains tax from 20% to 40%. So let's double capital gains tax. I'm sure all of you guys are. Not only that, he's trying to get rid of the wash trading rule, which that still exists with crypto, right? Wash trading is one of those rules that a lot of people take advantage of, and he's trying to get rid of that. But not only these things, the other thing that's very infuriating is that now he's also preparing a 30% tax on mining farms, okay? And we know all mining farms are basically dedicated to Bitcoin, right? So he's not just attacking crypto or rich people, okay? He's also attacking Bitcoin. SVB, one of the biggest banks in the United States, one that not a whole lot of people talk about, but one of the biggest banks out there is following Silvergate, deciding to close shop and trying to sell itself after it had a tremendous fall. Look, they were down 60% yesterday, and there's the market bell. 60%, and now they're down another 62%, and trading has halted because basically they're done. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar bank with a market cap was still over $6 billion after a 66% fall, right? They have decided that they can't do it. They can't do it. No one's going to give them the money. No one's going to bail them out, right? So this is obviously causing a lot of fear. Take a look at this. Crypto-focused bank Silvergate is shutting operations and liquidating after market meltdown. And take a look at the stock. I mean, the stock has been absolutely pummeled. It is down. It was down 5-6% today, down another 44% after hours. Basically, there was no path to recovery, and they knew that. Silvergate has been one of the premier crypto banks since 2014, since the CEO got into Bitcoin, right, and kind of turned things around and really made them focus on crypto. And that strategy has worked so far until recently when they decided to invest over $1 billion with FTX. The reason why this is important is we know Credit Suisse has been in trouble for quite some time. In fact, they just declared last month that they lost a whole bunch of money, way more than expected. We're talking about billions. And now they delay their annual report because they claim they got a call from the SEC. There's some discrepancies that Gary does not like. So that's why they're delaying their annual report. But you know who just delayed their annual report? Silvergate. Silvergate delayed their annual report, and that's when things went downhill really quickly. Before I move on, I want to talk about privacy really quick. Are you concerned about your internet activity being monitored? Or are you concerned that centralized exchanges are tracking your location through your IP? If so, and you want to keep your activity and location private, then check out NordVPN. NordVPN helps protect your online privacy and security through their virtual private network spread across the world. Using NordVPN, you can hide your IP address, encrypt your internet connection, shielding your digital life from prying eyes like internet service providers, network administrators, crypto exchanges, and even from the government. NordVPN uses military-grade encryption and has a strict no-log policy to keep your data safe from hackers and cyber criminals. Plus, with over 5,000 servers in 59 countries, you can easily access the internet anywhere in the world while being protected. Whether you're at home or on the go, NordVPN has you covered. If you want to learn more about NordVPN, check out the URL in the description of this video. Even Gemini, right? Gemini, who used to use Silvergate, they no longer use them, but they have another relation with JP Morgan, and there were rumors that JP Morgan was getting cold feet too and possibly ending bank relationship with Gemini, which Gemini said, no, not true, right? But, you know, who really knows at this point? You know, Jamie Dimon's no fan of Bitcoin. He has said that many, many times. Although JP Morgan does the opposite of what Jamie Dimon says because they continue to do a lot of crypto business. But the good news about that is we get some pushback today. And this could once and for all solve this big dilemma of whether or not Ethereum is a security. Remember, Gary tried to make it seem like Ethereum is a security, right? He said everything besides Bitcoin is a security. And he didn't say Ethereum by name, but he implied it. And he implied any company running on top of Ethereum's network is also security. But today, the CFTC chair came out while he was talking to the Senate Agriculture Committee. He's like, I made the argument that Ethereum is a commodity. It has been listed on CFTC exchanges for quite some time. And even the CFTC chair before kind of backpedaled on Ethereum. But now he's coming out and saying, again, he believes Ethereum is a commodity, not a security. And he says stablecoins should be commodities. Some big, big victories are around the corner. Ripple may be winning its case soon. Brad is very, very hopeful. And that's because the judge looking over this case has removed the expert witness from the SEC side, which means they have really no expert witness. And they have kept all the testimony and expert witnesses that were presented, and basically everything that Ripple presented stayed in, and everything that the SEC presented was removed. So this is looking absolutely fantastic for Ripple, okay? And if Ripple wins, it'll be a huge win against the SEC for all of crypto, not just XRP, but for all of crypto, right? So that's number one. Number two is Grayscale ETF. They may be winning. Grayscale may be winning, and we may be getting the very first spot Bitcoin ETF. Lawyers are looking at the case, and they're determining that the SEC is going to lose. So that means we are about to get a Bitcoin spot ETF in the U.S. finally. Other nations already have it. The U.S. does not because of Gary Gensler, right? So Gary may be losing the Ripple case, maybe losing the Grayscale case, and they lost the Binance case. Binance has been trying to buy Voyager, right? And SEC keeps saying Voyager cannot be sold to Binance because Voyager is a security and this and that. And the federal, the judge who's presiding over this bankruptcy case is basically telling the SEC, you guys are being absolutely ridiculous. You guys have presented no argument at all. It's like every single case, the judge asks the SEC to present reasons why they think something is a security or why they want to block something. And the SEC just dances around and does not give an honest answer. And that's why it's so hard for crypto companies to know exactly what the SEC wants. And here's I'm not familiar with John Deaton, but it seems like he's a lawyer. He has his own firm, and he kind of breaks down a lot of the stuff that's been happening with Ripple, with Voyager, with everything that's going on, and it's looking really bleak for the SEC. So these are all great things. If we get announcements soon that we get a spot Bitcoin ETF approved, and then we get Ripple winning, right? And then Voyager, passing on to Binance, and then everything else that's happening, right? That would be absolutely fantastic.